A fiddler on the roof. Sounds crazy, no? But in our little village of Anatevka, you might say every one of us is a fiddler on the roof, trying to scratch out a pleasant, simple tune without breaking his neck. It isn't easy. You may ask, why do we stay up there if it's so dangerous? We stay because Anatevka is our home. And how do we keep our balance? That I can tell you in a word. Tradition.
Tradition! 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 Tradition!
Because of our traditions, we've kept our balance for many, many years. Here in Anatevka, we have traditions for everything. How to eat, how to sleep, how to wear clothes. For instance, we always keep our heads covered and always wear a little prayer shawl. This shows our constant devotion to God. You may ask, how did this tradition start? I'll tell you. I don't know. But it's a tradition. Because of our traditions, everyone knows who he is and what God expects him to do.
Who day and night must scramble for a living, feed a wife and children, say his daily prayers, and who has the right, as master of the house, to have the final word at home? The Papa! The Papa! Tradition! The Papa! The sons, tradition, the sons, tradition.
And who does Mama teach to mend and tend and fix, preparing me to marry whoever Papa picks?
The daughter. Scramble for a living, feed a wife with children, say his daily prayer, and have the right as master of the house, to have the word at home. The Papa! Tradition! The Papa! The Papa! Tradition!
And in the circle of our little village, we have always had our special types. For instance, Yenta, the matchmaker.
Avram, I've a perfect match for your son. A wonderful girl.
Who is it?
Rachel, the shoemaker's daughter.
Rachel. But she can hardly see. She's almost blind.
Tell the truth, Avram. Is your son so much to look at? The way she sees and the way he looks. It's a perfect match.
And Nahum, the beggar.
Alms for the poor, alms for the poor.
Here, Reb Nachum, is 1 kopeck.
1 kopeck. For last week you gave me 2 kopecks.
Had a bad week?
So if you had a bad week, why should I suffer?
And most important, our beloved Rabbi. Rabbi, may I ask you a question?
Certainly, my son.
Is there a proper blessing for the Tsar?
A blessing for the Tsar? Of course. May God bless and keep the Tsar far away from us.
Then there are others in our village. They have a much bigger circle. His Honor the Constable, His Honor the Priest, and His Honor many others. We don't bother them, and so far they don't bother us. And among ourselves, we get along perfectly well. Of course, there was the time when he sold him a horse and he delivered a mule. But that's all settled now. Now, we live in simple peace and harmony and...
It was a horse.
It was a mule.
A horse.
A mule.
A horse.
A mule.
A horse.
A mule.
Tradition. Tradition. Without our traditions, our lives would be as shaky as a fiddler on the roof.
I wonder if Yenta found a husband for you.
I'm not anxious for Yenta to find me a husband.
Not unless it's Mottle the tailor.
I didn't ask you.
So if Yenta brings
Oh,
you...
Yenta.
Well, somebody has to arrange the matches. Young people can't decide these things for themselves.
She might bring someone wonderful.
Someone interesting.
And well off.
And important. Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find, catch me a catch. Matchmaker, matchmaker, look through your book and make me a perfect match.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, I'll bring the fair. You bring the groom, slender and pale. Bring me a ring, for I'm longing to be the envy of all I see.
For Papa, make him a scholar.
For Mama, make him rich as a king.
For me, well, I wouldn't holler if he were as handsome as anything.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find, catch me a catch. Night after night in the dark I'm alone, so find me a match
On my own.
Since when are you interested in a match, Chava? I thought you just had your eyes on your books. And you have your eye on the rabbi's son.
Why not? We only have one rabbi and he only has one son. Why shouldn't I want the best?
Because you're a girl from a poor family. So whatever Yenta brings, you'll take. Right? Of course, right. Huddle, oh Huddle, have I made a match for you? He's handsome, he's young, all right, he's 62, but he's a nice man, a good catch. True? True! I promise you'll be happy, and even if you're not, there's more to life than that. Don't ask me what. Hava, I found him! Well, you'll be a lucky bride. He's handsome, he's tall, that is from side to side, but he's a nice man, a good catch, right? Right! You heard he has a temper, he'll beat you every night, but only when he's sober, so you're all right. Did you think you'd get a prince? Well, I do the best I can. With no dowry, no money, no family background.
matchmaker, you know that I'm still very young. Please take your time.
Up to this minute I misunderstood that I could get stuck for good. Enter, see that he's gentle. Remember, you are also a bride. It's not that I'm sentimental. It's just that I'm terrified. Matchmaker, plan me no plans. I'm in no rush. Maybe I've learned playing with matches a girl can get burned. So bring me no ring, groom me no groom, find me no find, catch me no catch, unless he's a matchless match.
Dear God, you made many, many poor people. I realize, of course, that it is no shame to be poor, but it's no great honor either. So what would have been so terrible if I had a small fortune?
If I were a rich man, diddle-deedle-diddle-digga-digga-deedle-diddle-dum.
All day long I'd biddy-biddy-bum. If I were a wealthy man, wouldn't have to work hard.
Diddle-deedle-diddle-digga-digga-deedle-diddle-dum.
If I were a biddy-biddy rich,
Digga-digga-deedle-diddle man, I'd build a big tall house with rooms by the dozen right in the middle of the town. A fine tin roof with real wooden floors below.
there would be one long staircase just going up and one even longer coming down, and one more leading nowhere just for show. I'd fill my yard with chicks and turkeys and geese and ducks for the town to see and hear, squawking just as noisily as they can. And each loud quack and cluck and hubble and honk will land like a trumpet on the ear, as if to say, here lives a wealthy man.
If I were a rich man, diddle-deedle-diddle-digga-digga-deedle-diddle-dum, all day long I'd biddy-biddy-bum. If I were a wealthy man, wouldn't have to work hard, diddle-deedle-diddle-digga-digga-deedle-diddle-dum. If I were a biddy-biddy rich, digga-digga-deedle-diddle man, I see my wife, my gold, there looking like a rich man's wife with a proper double chin, supervising meals to her heart's delight. I see her putting on airs and strutting like a peacock. Aye, what a happy mood she's in, screaming at the servants day and night. The most important men in town will come to fawn on me. They will ask me to advise them, like a Solomon the Wise. If you please, Reb Tevye, pardon me, Reb Tevye, posing problems that would cross a rabbi's eyes. Bye, 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 bye. And it won't make one bit of difference if I answer right or wrong. When you're rich, they think you really know. I were rich, I'd have the time that I lack to sit in the synagogue and pray, and maybe have a seat by the eastern wall. And I'd discuss the holy books with the learned men 7 hours every day. That would be the sweetest thing of all. If I were a rich man, diddle-deedle-diddle-digga-digga-deedle-diddle-dum, all day long I'd biddy-biddy-bum. If I were a wealthy man, wouldn't have to work hard, diddle-deedle-diddle-digga-digga-deedle-diddle-dum. Lord, who made the lion and the lamb, you decreed I should be what I am. Would it spoil some vast eternal plan if I were a wealthy man?
May the Lord protect and defend you. May He always shield you from shame. May you come to be in Israel a shining name. May you be like Ruth and like Esther. May you be deserving of praise. Strengthen them, O Lord, and keep them from the stranger's ways. May God bless you and grant you long life. The Lord fulfill our Sabbath prayer for you. May God make you good mothers,
And may He send you husbands who will care for you. May the Lord protect and defend.
Lord protect and
May
defend.
the Lord preserve you from death.
Lord preserve you from
Favor them, O Lord, with happiness and
happiness.
for hear our Sabbath prayer. To our prosperity, to good health and happiness, and most important, to life, l'chaim. L'chaim, l'chaim, to life. Here's to the father I've tried to be. Here's to my bride to be. Bring l'chaim to life, l'chaim. L'chaim, l'chaim, to life. Life has a way of confusing us, blessing and bruising us. Bring l'chaim to life. God would like like us to be joyful even when our hearts lie panting on the floor.
How much more can we be joyful when there's really something to be joyful for? Life, L'chaim.
To Zeitel, my daughter,
My wife, it gives you something to think about.
something to drink about.
Drink L'chaim. To life. Reb Morcha,
Yes, Laser Wolf.
drinks for everybody.
What's the occasion?
I'm taking myself a bride.
Who?
Tevye's eldest son.
Mazel tov. Wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
To Laser Wolf,
To Tevye!
to Zeitel, your daughter.
My wife.
May all your futures be pleasant ones, the mine are present ones. Bring L'chaim to life, L'chaim. L'chaim, L'chaim, to life. It takes a wedding to make a saint. Let's live another day. Bring L'chaim to life. We raise a glass and sip a drop of schnapps in honor of the great good luck that favored you. We know that when good fortune favors to such men, it's nice to reason we deserve it too. To us and our good fortune, be happy, be healthy, long life. And if our good fortune never comes, here's to whatever comes. Drink the fire. Life.
It was a miracle. It was a miracle! Wonder of wonders, miracle of miracles, God took a Daniel once again, stood by his side, and miracle of miracles, walked him through the lion's den. Wonder of wonders, miracle of miracles, I was afraid that God would frown, but like he did so long ago in Jericho, God just made a wall fall down. When Moses softened Pharaoh's heart, that was a miracle. When God made the waters of the Red Sea part, that was a miracle too. But of all God's miracles, large and small, the most miraculous one of all is that out of a worthless lump of clay, God has made a man today. Wonder of wonders, miracle of miracles, God took a tailor by the hand, turned him around, and miracle of miracles, led him to the promised land. When David slew Goliath, yes, that was a miracle. When God gave us manna in the wilderness, that was a miracle too. But of all God's miracles, large and small, the most miraculous one of all is the one I thought could never be. God has given you to me.
the beginning, I dreamt that we were having a celebration of some kind. Everybody we knew was there, and musicians too. In the middle of the dream, in walks your grandmother Zeitl. May she rest in peace.
Grandmother Zeitl? How did she look?
For a woman who is dead 30 years, she looked very good. Naturally, I went up to greet her. She said to me,
"A blessing on your head.
Mazel tov, mazel tov.
To see a daughter wed.
Mazel tov, mazel tov.
And such a son-in-law like no one ever saw. The tailor mortal Camsoil.
Mortal?
A worthy boy is he.
Mazel tov, mazel tov.
Of pious family.
Mazel tov, mazel tov.
They named him after my dear Uncle Mordechai, the tailor mortal Camsoil.
A tailor? She must have heard wrong. She meant a butcher.
You must have heard wrong, Grandma. There's no tailor. You mean a butcher, Grandma, by the name of Laser Wolf.
My little Zeitl, who you named for me, Mottled bride was meant to be. For such a match I pray.
Mazel tov, mazel tov.
In heaven it was made.
Mazel tov, mazel tov.
A fine upstanding boy, a comfort and a joy, the tailor mortal Camsoil.
But we announced it already. We made a bargain with the butcher.
But we announced it, Grandma, to our neighbors. We made a bargain, Grandma, with the butcher Laser Wolf.
So you announced it, Tevye, and that's your headache. And as for Laser Wolf, I say to you, Tevye, that's your headache too.
Blessing on your house, mazel tov, mazel tov. Imagine such a spouse, mazel tov, mazel tov. And such a son-in-law, like no one ever saw. The tailor mortal Camsoil.
It was a butcher. It was Laser Wolf, the tailor muffle Cams.
Shop, shop. Who is this? Who is this? Who comes in? What woman is this? My righteous anger shaken.
Yes, it could.
Why not? Who could be mistaken? Is the butcher's wife come from the upper grave? Is the butcher's dear darling departed wife?
What is this about your daughter marrying my husband?
Yes, a husband.
Would you do this to your friend and neighbor from a Sarah?
Sarah.
Have you no consideration for a woman's
to the earth. Such a dark and horrible dream. And to think it was brought on by that butcher. If my grandmother Zeitel, may she rest in peace, took the trouble to come all the way from the other world to tell us about the tailor, then all we can say is that it's all for the best, and it couldn't possibly be any better. Amen.
Amen.
A blessing on my head, mazel tov, mazel tov. Like Grandma Zeitel said, mazel tov, mazel tov. We'll have a son-in-law like no one ever saw. The tailor mortal Camzoil.
We haven't got the man.
Mazel tov, mazel tov.
We had when we began.
Mazel tov, mazel tov.
But since your grandma came, she'll marry what's his name?
The tailor mortal Camzoil.
The tailor mortal Camzoil. The tailor mortal Camzoil. The tailor mortal Camzoil.
Thank you.
Is this the little girl I carried? Is this the little boy at play?
I don't remember growing older. When did they?
When did she get to be a beauty? When did he grow to be so tall?
Wasn't it yesterday when they were small?
Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly flow the days. Seedlings turn overnight to sunflowers, blossoming even as we gaze.
Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly fly the years. One season following another, laden with happiness and tears.
What words of wisdom can I give them? How can I help to ease their way?
Now they must learn from one another, day by day.
They look so natural together.
Just like two newlyweds should be.
Is there a canopy in store for I used to tell myself that I had everything, but that was only half true. I had an aim in life, and that was everything, but now I even have you. I have something that I would die for, someone that I can live for too. Yes, now I have everything, not only everything, I have a little bit more. Besides having everything, I know what everything's for. I used to wonder, could there be a wife to share such a difficult, wandering kind of life?
I was only out of sight, waiting right here.
Who knows tomorrow where our home will be?
I'll be with you, and that's home enough for me.
Everything is right at hand, simple and clear. I have something that I would die for, someone that I can live for too. Yes, now I have everything, not only everything, I have a little bit more. Besides having everything, I know what everything's for.
Golda, do you love me?
Do I what?
Do you love me?
Do I love you? With our daughters getting married and there's trouble in the town, you're upset, you're worn out, go inside, go lie down. Maybe it's indigestion.
Golda, I'm asking you a question. Do you love me?
You're a fool.
I know, but do you love me?
Do I love you?
Well?
For 25 years I've washed your clothes, cooked your meals, cleaned your house, given you children, milked the cow. After 25 years, why talk about love right now?
Golda, the first time I met you was on our wedding day. I was scared.
I was shy.
I was nervous.
So was I.
But my father and my mother said we'd learn to love each other. And now I'm asking Golda, do you love me?
I'm your wife.
I know, but do you love me?
Do I love him?
Well?
For 25 years I've lived with him, fought with him, starved with him. 25 years my bed is his. If that's not love, what is?
Then you love me.
I suppose I do.
And I suppose I love you too.
It doesn't change a thing, but even so, After
25 years.
It's nice to
you understand why I do what I do, why I must travel to a distant land, far from the home I love. Once I was happily content to be as I was, where I was, close to the people who are close to me, here in the home I love. Who could see that a man would come who would change the shape of my dreams? Helpless now I stand with him, watching all the dreams grow dim. What a melancholy choice this is, wanting home, wanting him, closing my heart to every hope but his, leaving the home I love. There where my heart has settled long ago, I must go, I must go. Who could imagine I'd be wandering so far from the home I love? Yet there with my love I'm home. Oh, what a melancholy choice this is, wanting home, wanting him, closing my heart to every hope but his, leaving the home I love. There where my heart has settled long ago, I must go, I must go. Who could imagine I'd be wandering so far from the home I love? Yet there with my love I'm home.
Well, Anatevka hasn't been exactly the Garden of Eden.
That's true. After all, what have we got here? A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
A pot.
A pen.
A broom.
A hat.
Someone should have set a match to this place years ago.
A bench.
A tree. So what's a stove?
Or a house.
People who pass through Anatevka don't even know they've been here.
A stick of wood.
A piece of cloth.
What do we leave? Nothing much. Only Anatevka. Anatevka, Anatevka, underfed, overworked Anatevka. Where else could Sabbath be so sweet? Anatevka, Anatevka, inclement, obstinate Anatevka, where I know every Soon I'll be a stranger in a strange new place, searching for an old familiar face. From Anatevka, I belong in Anatevka. Tumble down, work a day, Anatevka. Dear little village, little town of
mine. It's just a place.
Our forefathers have been forced out of many, many places at a moment's notice.
Maybe that's why we always wear